Brandon Beane, general manager of the Buffalo Bills. What's going on, man?
How you doing? Good.
Do you like Orlando? I'm from Orlando. I'm asking everybody. Matt LaFleur said there's no water, doesn't like it. Do you like Orlando?
I like Florida.
These non-answers.
Yeah.
These non-answers.
Right now, I like Florida because it's winter still in Buffalo. We still got a couple months.
Yeah, no,
I'll take it.
Yeah, I hear that. It's about 40 degrees warmer here than in Westchester, where I'm from. So I'll take it for right now. So you attack the off season. You and I have interesting talks, a lot of off seasons, about the way you guys are evolving as a team, and it's really interesting. You know, you guys have to kind of evolve along with Josh and the way his style goes. And I'm curious this year, when you look at this offseason, like the next couple of pieces, what do the Bills need in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you are constantly evolving. You know, we'll start with defense. You know, the other side of the ball from Josh.
Yeah, of course.
You know, we had two safeties for 7 seasons, and to have a pair like those two that just they mesh together, almost like one out there, like a glove. And to be able to have that for so long was huge, not only on the field, but the leadership those guys brought. So, and take a Tre'Davious White with the injuries. So our secondary, you know, is having an overhaul.
Yep.
And we were able to extend Taron Johnson, who's played really well for us at nickel. And we're bringing back some corners in, you know, Rasul, Benford, and Elam. And but there is a lot of change there. And then up front, you know, we lost Milano, or the linebacker. We lost Milano.
He's from Orlando.
Yes, he is. Looking forward to getting him back this year with Bernard. And then we're very thin at D-line, so we've tried to retool, you know, the D tackles and the ends. And then on the other side, it's, you know, people were kind of like a tight end last year. You got Dawson Knox. Why'd you add Kincaid? Well, it was just trying to add a weapon and different skill sets and players with run after catch, just different pieces that Joe Brady and Josh can line up in different areas.
The Joe Brady offense is different. Why? Like what? Obviously last year, I mean, the numbers were good last year, but obviously got to have to make a change. Going into this year with Joe Brady, like what? How does that change the way you attack personnel, all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we're not like overhauling an offense or anything. Joe's come in and learned this, which, you know, was the New England system that evolved a little with Dorsey, will evolve a little bit with him, but the base concepts will still be the same. And I know he and Josh have had a lot of dialogue through the end of the season, and just some of the things that, you know, that they want to do and areas that they think we can get better. I thought Joe did a good job of, you know, you always want to be able to run the ball when you have to run the ball. I thought he showed that, you know, he, along with Aaron Cromer, our O-line coach, could put together schemes when people are trying to play, you know, too deep, too shell to make us check it down, us to be able to run the ball and pull it out of them. So we'll continue to do that with Joe. Joe's a great communicator. He and Josh really meshed well, which was probably a big reason why he was the leader in the clubhouse to get the job after the season.
Of course. There's a really great quote from Joe Burrow, actually, where they're talking about windows, and Burrow said, "The window is as long as I'm here." And I think that's pretty applicable to any great franchise quarterback.
Yep.
And with Josh, that's 100% the case. I'm curious how you view, like, there's a narrative, and obviously with a lot of teams, this team is peaking right now, this team's window is closed. How do you view the Bills' window and kind of maximizing that, Brandon?
Yeah, I think Joe Burrow nailed it.
Yeah.
You know, if you have to have a franchise quarterback to be a consistent contender. Could you make a one-year run without one? Sure. Mm-hmm. But to truly give yourself to be in the mix to win a championship every year, it starts there. And so I don't think our window is closing. Yes, you're having to constantly – there's changes, salary changes, draft changes, all the things as you evolve your roster. And, yes, you know, we had to get under the cap this year, go younger in some areas, but it all still built around the quarterback. And, you know, we believe in being strong up front. You know, put together a good team with good football players. And to get over the top, your best players have to play well in those meaningful games at the end of the season.
Is there a next step for Josh, in your opinion? Just scheme-wise, style-wise?
No, I mean, I think like anything, he's done a great job with the turnovers in the postseason. I would say for him, he's probably going to challenge himself, and he doesn't need us to tell him. He's going to challenge himself to try and cut down on those a little bit. But we don't want to take the Josh Allen, all that he brings, and we do know some of the plays he makes tip balls are going to happen, an overthrow here or there are going to happen, but he's continued to evolve. Teams are always going to look for different ways to attack him, and so I think he's done a nice job of answering those questions. There may be some different looks again this year, and it'll be up to him and Joe to, kind of, work through those and figure those out. 2
quick ones. We do this to everybody. It's called Badasses. It's the most badass person you've ever been around in football. Can be anybody, but we know what that means. The guy, the toughest guy, the guy who was the hardest hitter, the guy who played for everything. In your football life, Brandon Beane, who's your badass?
Probably Thomas Davis. Yeah. You no one hit harder than TD, and I always said I feel for some of the guys that got hit by him.
If we're looking on YouTube for the Thomas Davis play, what is it?
Oh gosh, I don't know where to start. I tell you what, I still remember watching his film. They put together a cut up of just some of his hits coming out of Georgia when he was playing safety, and it was lethal. He hit Jimmy Graham one time. Jimmy was running. We were playing the Saints. He hit Jimmy. Jimmy's running across the middle, and he's looking back, and I think Thomas thought the ball was about to come to him, and he was on his way there. Drew Brees must have saw it, threw it somewhere else, and Thomas did not let up, and he ran through him, and I was just like, oh, my God. It was a hard enough hit as it was, and Jimmy had no idea it was coming.
So last thing, we just everybody call it 1 rep back. So if it's a play caller, it's the play you want back. If it's a player, it's just you made a mistake or whatever, you missed a block, whatever. For GMs, we want the scouting report, the eval. Is there a guy, and typically for most guys, it's a guy you maybe didn't see something in, and then he became a great player at the next level. What's the one eval in your career you would love to have back?
Oh, geez.
Where you just didn't see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think most recently, I thought Puka Nacua did a really good job with the Rams. And, I can't say that, you knew he was a tough player, good player, but not to produce what he did. And I thought McVay and those guys really used him well. And it was like a perfect fit, too. Yep. I don't know if he would have done that everywhere, but McVay had a vision, knew how to use him. And, as his stats were piling up, I kept watching how they were doing it, and it was a perfect fit.
Brandon Beane, thanks so much, man.
You got it, buddy. Thanks.
Appreciate you.